Horror Convos, come on in, have a seat, stay a while, take a load off, vibe into the beat. We can just chill, have a drink, say what's on our mind. Never know what you're thinking, hey, it could be neat. Fear is everywhere, in your mind, on the street, in the earth, in the stars. Scary things we left for free. What you gotta say about it? Having fun, you and me. If you got nowhere to go, no place to be, just relax, have a chat, but don't think it's therapy. If you get too afraid, there's a door you can leave. Good night and be well. Maybe talk again, we'll see. Good night and be well. Maybe talk again, we'll see. You can night be well. Maybe talk again, we'll see.
Eat shit and live, my homicidal closeted Oscar Mayer swingers. How's it hanging? Welcome to Horror Convos, a casual, relaxing, and occasionally funny podcast where we choose one horror topic per episode and discuss anything related to it that we want. Movies, TV, novels, comics, video games, radio dramas, personal experiences. Nothing is off limits here. I often have guests join as we share our opinions and compare examples that portray the subject. New episodes release every other Wednesday. Horror Convos is available to listen to on YouTube and Spotify. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and come hang out at the Horror Convos Facebook page to share your thoughts and leave suggestions. If you want to listen to the podcast without commercials, you can go to patreon.com/horrorconvos. Tier 1 membership gets you full episodes ad-free, as well as exclusive content like outtakes that didn't make it into the podcast. Tier 2 membership gets you access to vote on what we discuss in special event episodes. We appreciate everyone who donates to help our little podcast grow. That's patreon.com/horrorconvos. If you'd like to be a guest and have a subject you're passionate about, you can send an email to keithhorrorconvos@yahoo.com, all one word, all lowercase. I can't realistically have everyone on, but will review every email I can. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when our newest content is uploaded. I'm your host, Keith Harris, and today's episode was later getting uploaded than I wanted. I apologize for that. We had some thunderstorms around here yesterday and the day before that gave me some trouble for a while with the internet. It's one of the only things I don't like about spring or summer, the storm season. Gotta love it. I'm in the process of working on a bigger podcast, but until that's ready, I thought I'd do another commentary. I wanted to react to another Goosebumps episode, and this was one of my favorites that also scared the shit out of me when I first saw it. It's another two-parter like The Haunted Mask was. From what I've read, these episodes first aired on January 27th, 1996, so I would have been around 5, maybe 6 years old myself when I first saw them on TV. I don't know exactly what the airing schedule was in Canada versus the US. I've kept you waiting long enough. Here's my reaction to Goosebumps Season 1, Episodes 12 and 13, Parts 1 and 2 of Stay Out of the Basement. And 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I could listen to this theme song like 100 times and never get sick of it. I might have said that before. Just, oh my gosh. I always forget the name of whoever composed this, but just you are just top tier here with music, man. Yeah, not all kid shows, at least when I was growing up, not all kid shows would be lucky enough to get composers that went this hard with their score, because so often, especially, sometimes back in the older decades, you would have people who knew they didn't have to try very hard, so they just, you'd get music that was okay, but sometimes you'd get theme songs that were just so generic. You saw this with a lot of early Nickelodeon shows too. It's no wonder some of them didn't last very long. I know. We can hear that Canadian coming out, can't we, Becky? Yeah, she's credited as Rebecca Henderson in these episodes for some reason, but as far as I know, her real name is Becky Lantos. Yep, there's a little Blake McGrath there. And she's Lucy Peacock, I believe. Well, he's got to find some way to calm his nerves, sweetie. Yeah, that's what he does. Ooh, but I always get these funny smells coming from behind the door. And pay no attention if he shows up with his eyes a little pinker than usual. That's totally normal. Yeah, maybe lead with that next time so they know where the contact information is. Don't say that as the last thing before you take off. Like, yeah, when he's working. Yeah, fair warning, yes, I am going to keep that bit going throughout this commentary. And especially stay out of my ash. I mean, bush, grass, flower, bud. Hey, reefer, fuck! Sorry. Hey, there's that Canadian again. It's hard enough dealing my best shit without the kids getting into my stash. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those herbs are very delicate, you know? God, I love the music in this episode. It has kind of a bit of like an underlying tropical vibe to it. It kind of reminds you of like the kind of music they play in movies or TV shows where they go into the jungle or like an Amazon rainforest. Yeah, and they kind of blend it in with the usual Goosebumps types of creepy soundtracks. He was about to break his high score, you bitch. Sorry, Becky. And God, I remember this from when I first saw this episode as a kid. Those like sounds that come from the plants. Ugh. Call animal control. They always come up with kind of flimsy excuses for the kids to investigate this stuff on their own. I don't know. It's just the books had that sometimes too, but just the episodes especially, it feels like they kind of cut corners occasionally with adapting some of why the characters do specific things just to fit within the time constraints of the episode's runtime, I guess. God, I remember this creeping me out so bad as a kid. Just like that green haze that someone just put like a bunch of like green glow sticks just hanging them on the ceiling off screen and like off camera. It's like they're walking into a rave. They've mixed with a rainforest. Yeah, too bad Rick Moranis isn't here. He'd know what to do. God, I feel so bad for what happened to him. I mean, it's like getting that instant where he got beaten up, and then before that losing his wife and stuff. I mean, you wonder why we never saw him come back for the new Ghostbusters. It's like he left acting to focus on his family, but then especially after the assault incident, he just, God, poor guy. Feed me, Margaret. Oh, feed me all night long. We said that at the perfect time because that's something people normally do in real life. Totally. Such a totally common thing. I just love that these episodes have kind of like that charming kind of cheese factor to them. God, see, this is why kids shouldn't wear sweaters, because then you take them down into creepy scenes and they end up leaving their shit down there, and it causes a whole dramatic thing. Yet, how do you forget where a sweater was that fast? Nice car. Ooh, don't get the doc angry. You won't like him when he's angry. Yeah, you know the wife smokes that shit up with him. They just don't want to get high in front of the kids. So they like take turns having a break from parenting, where she sometimes makes excuses like, oh, my sister's having surgery. Then she drives out somewhere with a bag of her husband's best shit and just gets fucked up for a couple days. Yeah, it was the 90s in Canada. We don't judge. No. I apologize to Canada. That's not accurate. Just colorful commentary. That's all this is. It's all in good fun. It's like the whole house has this like green filter going on now, like we're in the Matrix movies. Yeah, did Mom make her playing? I'm watching you, little brat. Yes. I love how Judah Katz, he hams it up so much, trying to be like deliberately, socially, just like dark. And it's a simple question, Your Honor. The witness is obviously stalling. Another story. I just love the way Canadians say sorry. Like, I don't mean it's like in a knock against you or anything. I think it's just that's one thing that I always found kind of charming about that accent. In a way your dumb shit little minds can understand. Specifically? Why? So you didn't actually explain shit then? Just... Yeah. When I stopped seeing purple dragons. And not like she twisted your arm. I love the piano that they put on the scores of this show. Oh, there's that jungle music again. Guys, you imagine what the budget must have been for shooting this episode, just like keeping those green lights running for however long they had to shoot. Yeah, we don't want him to get hangry now, do we? I made Scooby snacks, freshly toasted. Dude, like, you would not... So many people don't believe me when I say this. I honestly had no idea about the stoner implications when I watched Scooby-Doo as a kid, like the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Honestly, I didn't get, like, all of that flew over my head. Same thing with, Daphne and Fred being implied to be having sex off screen every time they split up, and that's why Daphne so often went with him. It's just, maybe I wasn't the right age to get all the humor in the show. I don't know, but all those kinds of references, it's like, I didn't start getting good. I think I remember reading trivia about what that plant food was somewhere before, but I can't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure they talk about that on the Goosebumps Crew podcast, the episode where Judah Katz and Becky Lantos was featured to discuss these episodes. Just wish I could remember. Damn it. I don't know why with him in that baseball cap, it makes me think of Clark Griswold for some reason. He's like a mix of Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Chevy Chase. Yeah, according to this is a little bit of trivia I do remember. According to Goosebumps Scarazine, I guess that was the name of a magazine they were running around the show at some point to help with its marketing. But apparently the baseball cap that he's wearing was inspired by R.L. Stein's son, Matt, never taking his cap off. But, he just wore it so much that R.L. Stein decided to work that into the episode. I don't remember if he was always wearing a baseball cap in the book Stay Out of the Basement or not. I'm pretty sure he was. Are you crazy? Do you know what happens when you shit talk about a pothead behind their back? I wonder how many times the camera had to cut away from him to just make it look like Judah's just not blinking the entire time he's looking at her. Yeah, I just love the scene. Yeah, how much chewing the scenery Judah does in this role. Like, if this had been like one of those Lifetime suspense thriller dramas about a woman who meets a seemingly perfect guy and he turns out to be a serial killer, or that Judah would have aced the audition. Yeah. Sounds like Halle Berry going gaga over that catnip. Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. The Halle Berry Catwoman movie is a guilty pleasure of mine. Like, I fully acknowledge how terrible it is as an adaptation and even as like a work of cinema. I still like it. It is just I can't explain it. It's some movies it's just or TV shows you know how shitty they are and you just can't help having fun with them. Oh God, the green blood. This freaked me out so bad as a kid. Like this was the part that gave me nightmare fuel. Yeah, literal pothead. Very few episodes of the series scared me as bad as this one did. I don't know quite what it is. Maybe it was like the body horror aspect or the fact that I think this is my earliest memory of seeing a character bleed and it's like not human colored blood. Like maybe I was just so young that I didn't quite comprehend that at that age, but something about it just like stuck with me. He just doesn't even tap her. He just like, okay, well I'm convinced. Yeah. Say their name aloud one time and they don't answer. Oh, they must be just in some deep REM right there. God, I can only imagine how much influence from Little Shop of Horrors went into like the production design for this episode. Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like a dream at all. what is that a poster of on his back wall there? I'm fascinated by that in like children's media, how like the way they decorate their rooms, and there's so often when I'll see a poster or a reference to something or a toy, yeah, and I go down this rabbit hole of like being fascinated with like what that was. Was it something that was popular in that country at that time? Who picked it out? What was the interior designer's thought process? That was my private time, young lady. The way his hand is, he's trying so hard to be just like shifty. He's bullshitting more than the Grinch did to Cindy Lou Who right now. Yeah, that's totally realistic thing that kids deal with every day. And why wouldn't you be like proposing your research to the government for something like that? Like screw keeping your job at the university. You could get like some kind of a medal or an award or like a government contract or something if you can actually show results with that shit. Yeah, he must have really loved that job if he's doing all this for it. They talked about what was in that plant food as well. Don't remember what it is. Yeah. I research trivia for these episodes when I do these commentaries, and then I can't freaking remember. It's like, I write down so much stuff in the scripts, and it's just sometimes certain things just slip my mind, like certain details. I may be a half man, half plant, but I still have the standards of table etiquette. Grace will not be said until those bowls are clean. Man has been eating God's plants for 1,000 years. It's not the place of two little kids to change that tradition. I just love Tom Skerritt in that movie. A River Runs Through It. Like if you haven't seen that with Brad Pitt, that's a good movie. Pay no attention to that man. He's just my give me a minute. I'm working on it. To my dealer. No, I mean my best customer. No, don't worry about it. God, I remember when kids used to play frisbee outside on grass in the yards. Good times. Yeah, that's Ront Alianak, I believe, playing Dr. Merrick. Like, I apologize if I butchered that pronunciation. Wait a minute. Wait. No. Sam Raimi? No. Bad Raimi? No. Back off right now. He's a minor. Hey, I saw that scene in Evil Dead when I was like less than 10 years old. If I had to, I have the trauma given right to make those jokes. If I had to suffer that, you're going to suffer with it too. Yeah, you can be offended all you want. Like, I know some of you were thinking it as soon as that plant started moving. I love that background sound effect in the theme song. Sounds like a seesaw or something. And we are starting part 2 in 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah. I'm reacting to these separately. By the way, this is not a combined version. And like when the episodes Stay Out of the Basement parts 1 and 2 were aired on TV together. So that's why it might be a little bit longer than you're used to, since the theme song is playing twice. It's just that there's no skip intro button on what I was watching this on, and I just didn't want to take a chance of it ruining the sync of the timing with whatever you may be watching as you follow the commentary along. Yeah, tell me in the comments which episodes you'd like me to react to next, if you want me to keep doing these Goosebumps commentaries. We don't need a freaking recap. Ugh, hate these so much. Even as a kid, I never liked these. Just swear it's just a way to fill out the runtime. Yeah, but don't tell that to the cops or child services or anything. They'll think you're nuts. Yeah, imagine if he thought ahead, like, I'm gonna just make up the most batshit insane story possible, so even if the kids go to try to tell the authorities, it's like they'll probably just think it's some kind of prank they're pulling on him, not even take him seriously. Like, no, Raimi. I love these like super obviously fake plant effects that they do, where it's like they keep it just hokey enough that you can't take it too seriously, but they put just enough effort into it that you can't see the obvious wire work going on underneath. Yeah. I can't tell if that's a puppet, like if it's a real animatronic at points, or if someone was just like off-screen working it with their hand into like a Sesame Street puppeteer. I love how concerned he is. And he just telegraphs more and more what an obvious piece of shit he is, that there's something off about him. And you especially didn't hear anything about getting high on your own supply. Define interrogate. The Frisbee's right there, dude. You need new glasses? Yeah, the one that just tried to fucking strangle your child. And so it's my fault that I almost got molested by the vine? Just, oh god, an hangry scientist. Somebody get him a sandwich before the munchies take over. Beat it! It's like, just thinking about this. If he's a plant copy and he wants the kids out of the way long enough for him to finish his work, why not just send them to like a sleepover at a friend's house for the weekend or something? Like, you're telling me these kids have no friends in this entire neighborhood. You can't just like get them out of the house for a little bit. It's like he clearly doesn't give a shit about them because he's not their real dad, but he cares enough to keep them in the house when there's multiple ways he could easily get them out of there for just a couple to a few days. Then he could just work the whole time uninterrupted. That's a bit of a plot hole to me where it's like, hey, one of the shots from the intro right there. Now you know where it comes from. But it's like the logic of this plant copy doctor just never made a complete sense to me. Because he's kind of making it more difficult to succeed at his own plan. I know it's a children's story. Like I'm probably overthinking it, but it's just like when Arlstein was writing the book, did he ever think, well, maybe I should have a scene where the dad tries to keep the kids out of the house instead of just out of that specific room, locking them out of the basement? And for that matter, if he didn't want anyone in the basement, then why wouldn't he have a lock on there already? This all seems like the kind of stuff that the plant copy would have like thought of first. Yeah, stop staring at me. You take your fire-breathing waffle iron and get up there. Shut up, I'm not high. Just checking to make sure he's not seeing double of them. Yeah, that's why you write emergency numbers down and keep them in your pocket. Did you hear the car start? And everyone knows parents don't hurt people. It's the law. Just go to a neighbor's house and ask to use their phone. It's like, why are you even still in this house? So I get maybe the kid's too stupid to realize how untrustworthy his dad's been acting. But Margaret, it's just like, call the cops. Call child services, or again, go to a neighbor's. It's like, do you not interact with anybody else in this whole neighborhood? You're just going to stay in the house when you think that your dad might be dangerous? I don't know. The script told me not to want you to. God, old school answering machines, man. God, my sisters and I are the last generation that's going to remember those. Don't you love it when you start to feel your age? Oh, really? Because I'm just jazzed about it. Oh, that's one thing I miss about those old school machines. That they're like when you fast forward or rewind them. Yeah, that's one of my favorite stock sound effects in movies. And the interior of the house is lit up just right by the thunderstorm so you can follow the shadow as he walks through. Is she spying on you in the bathroom too? I swear he's given like Major Clark Griswold vibes with that baseball cap. Yeah, next time you need to piss or shit, you take a bucket up there with you. The fuck's house do you think this is? Put a roof over your head, you can damn well urinate in your bedroom. Piss out the window, I don't care. Got that Michael Myers head tilt going on. God, I love how they do the lighting in these scenes, just like making it just dark. Like, but Margaret right there, or Becky, sorry, get the scene just dark enough that you only see the tops of her shoulders and her face showing through the darkness under the bed. It's like you got to balance that just right, especially in post production with the editing. And it's like you got to wonder how much of that was done in the edit versus how much of that was set up just there with how well they position the lighting. Yeah, no actual worms were harmed in the making of this episode. This episode, at least. Yeah, we all remember what happened to Carly Beth, didn't we? Yeah, he conveniently doesn't go to check in her room. And for that matter, if the dad is doing, if the real dad was doing experiments with like plant human hybrids, why would he be doing that in his own house? Just like, wouldn't you have like a separate location to be doing that if you weren't 100% sure that this kind of work wasn't, it couldn't even possibly be dangerous? Hey, you hear vampires sleep in coffins? Well, apparently plant hybrids sleep on a bed of worms. What do you think? Imagine if they just said, fuck it, we're getting out of here, and they just like poured a bunch of gasoline down there and just tossed a match in the basement, and they just burn the whole basement alive and anyone who was in it alive. It's like the real dad and Dr. Merrick, they are so lucky that these kids actually went down there or looking for them. And when so many other people would have just said screw it, and it's like there's moving sentient plants down there, just burn the fuckers to smithereens. Like there's so many ways this could have easily resulted in like multiple manslaughter. That one trumpet just now in the music. Yeah. God, these creepy sounds that came up with it to like emanate from the plants, man. Yeah, I'm getting so many flashbacks to how eerie I found this episode when I was little. I swear I was way too young to watch Goosebumps when I started watching it. I'll tell you, I know that now. Yeah, let's totally just keep poking around in here. And Rami, what did I tell you? Yeah, that was Yeah, this is like some alien resurrection shit. Like that deleted scene of Sigourney Weaver coming across her own like past failed clones. It was like that one, especially deformed one that asked her to kill it. Like it kept saying, "Kill me," and it can't even breathe properly. Oh my god! Just this is like I don't know how they got away with this back then. Like granted, again, this was the '90s, but still, it's just how did the marketing teams not look at this and think like we're going to get a shitstorm if you air this for children on TV? Man. What if they just like reflexively turn the weed killer on and like spray him in the face and he ends up just blind and scarred and deformed for the rest of his life? Yeah, maybe discuss all this after you get out of the basement. Yeah, explain out of the basement. Like you don't need your hands untied to stand up. Just help them up, or stand up, walk upstairs out of the basement, and then get into all this shit. I get that he's been starving and dying of thirst for a few days. Somehow he's still alive, but I don't know. This part of the episode is where the story gets really contrived for me because just you don't even try to come up with an excuse for why they're sticking around down here apart from we got to stay here where it's scary. If McCready was here, he could settle this easily with a blood test. I love how they're putting so much emphasis on that plant copy. Yes. I don't know. That's just funny to me. Yeah, this is one of the corniest stories in the whole series, but I love it so much. He just like effortlessly knocks the crowbar out of his hands. I can understand why he didn't just take the crowbar and whack the guy over the skull, just bash his brains in, and because he was probably afraid that one of the kids would get so scared that they'd turn the weed killer on him, just like spray both of them. And see, this is like a false memory for me because I could swear as a kid, like I saw a scene of like some special effects showing him actually melt, and yet rewatching this, it's like his clothes just drop, like he does the whole like leaning down to make it look like he's melting, and yet what you actually see by the end is just a pile of clothes. It's like your memory fills in the blanks, and it's just like it dramatizes it up so much more, I guess, because of how much it affected you. Yeah, gone full Lex Luthor now. Well, yeah, maybe more of a Walter White. Yeah, yeah. The wardrobe screams more Walter to me. It's just a totally normal thing that, again, we didn't just even think about sending in for research and development with the government or the CDC or something. Oh, man. That's your reaction. Oh my god! I love how the adults in these Goosebumps stories are normally they're just so chill about all this freaky shit that happens. It's like none of them are weirded out. The wife's not going off on her husband. It's like, you were doing all this kind of crazy, dangerous bullshit in my house around my kids. Yeah, fuck you! I'm filing for divorce today. Oh, I'm off vegetables forever. Total carnivore diet from now on. Oh, Dad. Silly goose. If you've ever seen the 2008 movie The Ruins, that's exactly what I'm thinking of right now. Then they got some of these voices saying, "I'm your father," that sound nothing like him at all. These just obvious fake plants that their hands probably just jiggling off screen. Jack Lenz, man, and it just you are a talented as hell composer, dude. Wow. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Might not be my best commentary, but I hope we had some laughs here and there. Here, see y'all next time. And that is going to wrap up this episode of Horror Convos. Comment below, did these episodes of the Goosebumps series scare you when you first saw them? Do you prefer the original book, Stay Out of the Basement, or the TV adaptation? What should we do a commentary on next? Don't be shy with those opinions. Remember, this is more than a podcast. It is a dialogue between horror lovers. If you'd like to hear some interesting behind-the-scenes stories about Stay Out of the Basement, you can watch an episode of the Goosebumps Crew podcast linked in the description below, in which the hosts interview Margaret's actor, Becky Lantos, and Judah Katz, who played both versions of Dr. Brewer. Here is your regular reminder that Horror Convos is available to listen to on YouTube and Spotify. If you'd like to be a guest, remember to email keithhorrorconvos@yahoo.com. New episodes release every other Wednesday, so please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when our newest content is uploaded. Until we talk again, good night and be well.